So you're thinking about buying a home. One of the components involved in a home purchase is money. And there is often confusion in regards to money and the difference between a down payment and a deposit. In today's video, we're going to talk about these differences and also outline when these funds are actually due. Hi, my name is Evelyn Lopes with the Evelyn Lopes Realty team, and I help families navigate through life's changes. I provide information and interpretation of that information to their specific needs so that they can ultimately make the best and informed decisions for themselves and their families so that they can live the life of their dreams in the home of their dreams. So let's talk down payment versus deposit. So we'll start by identifying two different people that are involved with each of these components. So when we think of down payment, I want you to think about the lender. When we think about deposit, I want you to think about the home seller. So let's begin with down payment. So down payment refers to the amount of funds that you have saved and that you're going to be applying to the purchase price of the home that you buy. So as I mentioned earlier, in Canada, you need a minimum of 5% of the purchase price in order to be able to buy a home and have the remainder of the home financed through a financial institution. If we're going to do an example, let's take a purchase price of a home that is, say, $700,000. And let's say you, as the buyer, have saved up, let's use $100,000 for easy math. You have saved up $100,000 of your own money. So you are putting less than 20% of the purchase price towards the home buying process, but you are putting more than 5% down. So you are considered to be a high ratio mortgage. So here in Canada, if you put more than 20% of the purchase price funds from your own money, it is considered a conventional mortgage and you do not have to insure that mortgage. If you put less than 20% towards the purchase price, then it's considered a high ratio mortgage and you have to insure that mortgage. The insurance fee is based on a sliding scale depending on the percentage financed. So you can talk to your financial institution to determine exactly what that fee would be. And it's just actually added towards the monthly payment so you don't have to come up with it in advance. So in this scenario, we have a house purchase, $700,000. We have $100,000 of your own funds. So that $100,000 that you've saved, that's your down payment. So what is the deposit? So the deposit is the funds that shows the sellers your good faith towards the purchase of the house. And technically you could do it with $1, but if you were selling your house for $700,000 and somebody gave you $1, you probably wouldn't consider them to be very serious buyers. So as a buyer, you want to show true good faith to the seller. So you want to give a substantial down payment. This tells the seller that, first of all, you have money and that you have the ability to purchase their home and that you are showing good faith towards that purchase. Also, if you're in a situation where you're in a multiple offer scenario, a good, strong deposit bear well for you as opposed to a low deposit, especially when you're competing with other people, because one of the components a seller will evaluate an offer on is based on the deposit submitted with the offer. So now we know what the difference is between a down payment and a deposit. We know who the money goes to, the bank or the seller. Now the next question is, when is the money due? So a down payment you should have at the very beginning when you are going to the bank to get a pre-approval for your mortgage. So when they are pre-approving you, when the financial institution is pre-approving you, they're going to look at a couple of different components, and one of them is going to be, what is your down payment? So based on your down payment, your credit, your income, your debts, the bank will tell you how much money they're willing to put in of their own money to help you purchase the home. So the down payment, you want to show proof of down payment when you are going to do your mortgage pre-approval. Now the deposit is the funds that you're giving to the seller once your offer is accepted.
So your deposit is held in trust pending completion or termination of the agreement. What does held in trust mean? It means that the deposit is given to the seller and it is held in a trust account by the seller's listing brokerage. A trust account means that no one can touch that money pending either completion or termination of the agreement. Completion means that on the day of closing, the deal is going to close, that deposit would be released, becoming part of your total down payment. If the deal was conditional, such as conditional on financing or home inspection, and one of those conditions did not get fulfilled, the deal falls apart. And in that case, your deposit would be returned to you in full without interest or without deduction. So whatever you put into the deposit as a deposit, you would get returned as a deposit.
So you need to have that money also available and liquid when you're going to look for a house. So what does being liquid mean? It means that if you were to put an offer in on a house today, you have your deposit funds available today. The deposit is either submitted with the offer or upon acceptance. With the offer means if I submit an offer tonight, I am submitting a bank draft with that offer to show the seller that I actually have the funds. Or I can choose to say to the seller, if you accept my offer, I will give you the deposit funds upon acceptance, which means once they sign and accept, then you would have to have the deposit funds within 24 hours delivered to the seller, their listing brokerage. So basically you need to have both funds available at the beginning. The deposit is due right at the time the offer is accepted, and the down payment is due on the day of closing.
It is also important to note that the deposit funds are coming from your total saved down payment. The deposit funds are also credited towards the purchase price on closing. So if your total down payment was $100,000 and you submitted $20,000 as a deposit with the offer, on closing day, you would have to come up with the balance of your down payment, which in this example would be $80,000. So the deposit is part of your down payment funds.
So hopefully that helps you identify the difference between down payment, deposit, who the money goes to, and when the money is due. If you have any questions about the buying or selling of real estate, I'm happy to help. You can reach out to me direct, Evelyn Lopes at 905-965-5902, or you can email me at evelyn@evelynlopes.com. Please like and subscribe below so that you can get notified of new videos that we are producing to help navigate the home buying and selling process. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time, and we'll see you at our next video.